This is background music. To be music everything's everything is a cult. Please clean your house. Consumption of energy. Big oil hashtag Venezuela hashtag Venezuela. And I know I spelled it wrong. That's just that's how we do. Our friend Facebook, on YouTube, Hope Earth. And Facebook spins up. I had to rebuild a whole bunch of stuff this morning. Trying to spin the work. Hey, somebody's already on YouTube. Good morning, Chandler. How you doing, girl? Good to see you. Hey, man, you're in the wrong spot. Where you at? Good morning. Tried to rebuild things. Let's see if this works this morning. See if Facebook works this morning. Are we all on the same team, Facebook, man? We're all on the same team. We're all family, Facebook. Y'all should let the comments work today. I had to rebuild everything. That's why I'm late. It should work. Come on, Facebook. Y'all can be nice today. I had to rebuild all my software. Oh, it works! Yay! We got Funky Friday! Funky Friday, it's working. All right. I can see Deborah over there and Lori and Daniel. All right, let me share this. Whew. Had to rebuild everything. I'm sorry. Welcome back to the cult. I had to think about that yesterday. I was thinking long and hard. I think we're a cult. I think we are. I'm sorry. I think we're a cult. I do. I agree. We're a cult. I think everything's a cult. Hold on. Cult Earth. I guess I should stop some pages. Start running my mouth. In fact, we run out late this morning. I gotta restart the music because I'm gonna share it out, tag it, and press this. Happy Friday, everybody. Just share, appreciate everybody sharing. I can't see who's sharing at the moment. I like to give share shout outs. It's funny. When I give share shout outs, people share them. I think you need to share because we need to increase the size of our cult. We need to increase it. Damn it, we need more energy. Everything's a cult. Everything's a cult. I'm gonna give you my theory in a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna give you my theory in a minute. Let me get this shared out. Couple pages I want to share it to. Let me see. Planned obsolescence. Yeah. Free World Network. That page makes sense. That's a part of this. Green future. That's definitely what we're talking about. Occupy resources. Absolutely gonna share over there. Operation Urban Farming. I don't know if that fits. I'm an admin on a whole bunch of. I don't know how I became an admin of so many pages, but I didn't ask for it. All right, I gotta get to the last two, but I can't get to the last two because I got a pop-up. A bomb-threated Frankfurt train station. Well, and that's applicable, but they don't have pages for bomb threats at train stations. All right, here we go. Got all the pages. I want to share it too. Now, share out the cult video. Share to the pages. Let the cult in. Let the cult come in. We're all cult, y'all. I had to think about it. Just to ask the question. What did she say yesterday? She says, I forgot who asked me, but she said, y'all are kind of like a cult. I think she's right. I think that since the beginning of time, everything's about the consumption of energy. And those who develop more efficient means of gathering it, the better. Anyway, good morning. I don't want to get started till everybody's here. Good morning, Augustine. Hate only destroys haters. Better to let them lay in their sin than hate embedded in your bones. Ooh, go on, brother. Go on, brother. You always dropping something deep and hot. Oh, thank you for sharing, Tina. Thank you for sharing, Eileen. I can see who's sharing now. Let me bring my comments up over here. Oh, the comments are over here today. They're working. The problem is when I zoom in like this with my old eyes, I can't really see it so well. So if I look like the old lady, the old guy holding up his glasses trying to see the comments I'm trying to read, I can kind of read. My problem is I can't screen. I don't know why I do this. Sometimes I think about stopping. Thank you for sharing, Daniel. Because it hurts my eyes. My eyes hurt the rest of the day. Might be the subliminal programming they're doing on my screen, but I can't really see the comments. I gotta zoom in. I can't stop. I don't have a choice. I threatened it, but I'm not allowed to stop. Unfortunately, I'm a human being. Unfortunately, I look at things that people like John Pilsner says. Hey, thank you for sharing, Brother Glenn. You can't. Like, we have a job. We have a job to do, and it's not making money. We have a job to do, and it's not having careers to make corporations wealthier. We have a job to do, and it's not being a good citizen. Thank you for sharing, Rebecca. We have a job to do. Damn it, we're in a cult. And we have to progress the values of the cult. The only question is, what are the values of your cult? Thank you for sharing, Maha. Now I can see what people are up to. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Eileen and Tina and Lori and Georgia and Anna and Deborah, Maha, Rebecca, Dee Dee. What's going on? All right. I think we're ready to go. Deborah, I see you over there. All right, let's get you going. All right, so I got everything working today. Press that, press that. Let's get a little funky background. I was thinking, yeah, it was Sister Nora said it. You know, and I had to think about it. Because y'all say stuff, I think about what everybody says. Because it's important. Observation is everything. Now, my mind works that we're all a hive and everybody's got their own perceptions, and the more data you take in from different perceptions, the better your understanding of everything. Thank you for sharing, Brother Terry. I don't think we'll ever understand everything, but I think we can understand a lot more. The more different perspectives we get. The more ask you say, is this a cult? I don't know. I was thinking about it because I was going back reading everybody's comments yesterday. I always go back, read the comments. If I don't cheer out your comment, I'll read it later for the most part. Depending on how busy my day gets. If I can put my cotton bag down for a minute, I'll read everybody's posts, everybody's comments. We are a cult, y'all. We are. But I was looking at what people were saying. And I see why she was thinking that for a minute. Because Sister Nora used to hang around a lot. I don't see her today. She used to hang around a lot. She's back and forth. She's not here every day. But we're mostly agreeing with each other. Mostly. And I know that looks cultish. It does. It actually does. Because if you look at like other threads, everybody's arguing, fussing, and fighting. But over here, people are mostly agreeing. I mean, most of us probably, 60 to 80% of the time, the vast majority, everybody agrees here. Everyone's going in this direction. It's some universal earth-wide thing of people giving a damn for each other, being more humanistic than in other cults. Thank you for sharing, Brother Jim. That our minds are kind of merging in that direction. Like, in general, if you agree with not robbing other people and stealing what they have, probably 80% of the things you'll probably agree on. And it looks very cultish, you know, and I think tribal and cultish people steer away from people like you because you don't make them look good. Hey, thank you for sharing, Helen. Heaven being good today. Y'all ask Heaven she good today if she can share. Heaven says she can't comment and share half the time because she's not being heavenly according to the oligarchs and the deep states. Facebook keeps taking her options away. So it does look cultish. But then I was thinking about it. We're supposed to be a cult, y'all. We've always been a cult. Everybody's in a cult. The question is, what are the values of the cult you're in? Go with me for a minute on this. I know cult is a very negative word, and words are important, but not in a negative sense. Cult in the sense of we all have philosophies and values. We're going to talk about Venezuela and big oil, globalism, economic hitman. How did we get here? How did we get to this weird place where every president seems to be doing the same thing? All the nations seem to be doing the same thing. Massive empire rolling out all around the world. How did we get here? Consumption of energy. From the very beginning, they got this theory about the primordial soup. We're all single-cellular organisms swimming around. We determined as multicellular organisms, we could gather more resources. We could outcompete the singular cellulars. So we formed a cult called multicellular organism. You see where I'm going with that? And we consume the energy. Got to a point we could make a bug. We became some bug. Got to a point where we could make a mammal. We became mammal. We realized if we grew teeth and claws, we could consume more resources. If we grew long necks, we could get fruits and leaves higher on the tree. Then the aliens came and took the most intelligent seemingly among us, the only one using tools, the monkeys. 98% of their genes with a little bit of the alien or God's genes, whatever, second chromosome, I don't know. Human cult, from the mammal cult, from the marsupial cult. Now as humans, we divide up between national cults and religious cults and race cults, social media cults. Everything's a cult in terms of collection of organisms, of energy, wave energy creatures that try to consume and outcompete the efficiencies of another group. So I think we're all cults, but you mostly form up into cults based on the things that you agree on, your values, the things that are important to you. And unfortunately, a lot of things that people value is their birth. And I think this is where we mess up. I think this is where we lose it, right? Because the planet is small now, right? The internet has made the planet extremely small. We get to know everybody across the world now, most of them, anywhere there's internet access, and we can actually hear their pains. We can see the destruction that our society does to their society. We can see what our cult does to their cult. And we can either adapt our values and widen our view to the whole world and become a human cult, perhaps an earthling cult, over being an American cult, or a Russian cult, or a Democrat cult, or a Republican cult. So I think everything's a cult, and I think Nora's spot on in a way. You know, it applies, I mean, the word implies certain negativity. But the question is, what do you value? Do you value love? Do you value taking care of each other? You know, that's why I always go back to religion. I kind of push people back there because whatever these creatures were that made all of these religions and little g gods talking about a big G God that none of us have ever met, and maybe perhaps within all of us, always talked about love, caring for each other, giving people the shirt off your back, going out to eat dinner with the hookers, not putting them in prison, going out to eat with the thieves and loving on them, going out to love those who hate you so they'll stop hating you. You can't hate something that you know, something that you grow to love. What do you value? So I think we're all cults, and I think she's right. So I want to get started with this because we got to talk about Venezuela. We gotta go talk about Venezuela because I think there can be a paradigm shift in politics in the world. Why are we destroying Venezuela? Right? Why are we cheering a revolution in Venezuela? Thank you for sharing, Sister Lisa Love. Lisa Love Shovel. I like that name. I like that name. Everybody put a little love in your name. Put a little love in your heart. Oil, energy. Right? Because there are other cults within our world. Let's call the cult oligarch. We can call the cult globalist. We can call the cult big oil. We can call the cult globalism. We can call that cult elitism. We can call that cult mine, not yours. Mine, not yours. The planet is mine. The humans are mine. Everything has to go along with U.S. hegemony because we bought the U.S. Pentagon, and we will murder anybody that tries to share. I found something to be significantly interesting and fascinating. Well, I got to change. Let me change my background. Hold on. We're off with the primordial soup party. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Conflict. Destroying other people and stealing what they have. Why? Because we want the energy. I'll check this out. I'm at the Air Force. Y'all see the Air Force? Air Force. I didn't say Air Force. I said forts. These are the England Air Forts with a T. I did not say Space Force, nor did I say Space Dust. England built air forts during World War II in defense to keep the Germans out. Why? Because the Germans had a cult. So the British cult had to make air forts to try to stop them. Thank you for sharing, Brother Brian. I just like the background. It applies from the cult perspective. What we'll do, the lengths we will go to defend our land, the land that we own, where our resources are there. Why we build walls to keep people out. Ours, mine, 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 because we like money. We like to hurt people around the world and other cults for our cult, for the money. This is the most fascinating thing that I found out looking into Venezuela. I did a video a couple months ago talking about it. I'm talking about it again now, but I do a little more research. Thank you for sharing, Brother John. Is that when the coup occurred in 2002, now, if you're here for politics, I'm gonna disappoint you. I'm just gonna warn you now. I'm gonna disappoint you because all your presidents do the same thing. All of your presidents take orders from a cult. It's not your political party. So why now does the Trump administration display exactly the behavior of the Obama administration, exactly the behavior of the Bush administration, exactly the behavior of the Clinton administration? There's another Bush in there. I'm not being W racist. He's the W's in there somewhere. I forgot where he fit in. I think he just came before Obama, then Clinton, then the other Bush. They all do the same thing. They're all in the same oil cult. They're all in the same petrodollar cult. And it's not that they're bad people. It's that we don't know what dominates that office. All we know is we see the same behavior. So check this out. In 2002, when the coup occurred, right, when Bush went in, took out Chavez for 3 days, they hijacked him or they kidnapped him, they wrote their own constitution. Guess what? The first line of that constitution, or the first mandate in the constitution, was the people are free, people get free elections, the people gonna be okay, we're gonna love the people, we got free rights, you get your gun rights, you can protect yourself. No. First line, the first rule was the privatization of oil. 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 Now tell me that if people topple a government to do things for themselves, you mean to tell me the first thing that people are gonna do is demand that big oil and corporations own their resources? You can't be that stupid. You can't be that bought into a cult that you believe that. Other forces are always at work. John Pilger told us this. He told us this from Confessions of an Economic Hitman, how this works, that colonization never stopped. And that's exactly what's happening in Venezuela. Once again, it doesn't mean that Maduro is a good guy. What it means is that we are falling in line with a cult, a subhuman cult. And that's a bad idea because all the other presidents and all the political parties fall in line with that oil energy cult to steal what is somebody else's. Thank you for sharing, Sister Ivana. I like it from a natural perspective. Right? We're born on this planet. Deers, monkeys, bears, rabbits, and there are resources all over this planet. Either they share those resources. Deer comes to drink the water, walks away. Monkeys come to drink the water, walk away. Wolves come to the water, drink the water, walk away. You either share, and even the predators and the prey have the common sense and sentience enough to share. They only kill enough deer, the wolves only kill enough deer to eat. After that, they're sharing every damn thing. The only thing that doesn't share on this damn planet are cults that have values in not sharing and stealing. The greatest crime of Hugo Chavez, greatest crime, was that he privatized the oil. Why and who? No. I said that wrong. Said it the wrong way. Said, let me drink a little coffee. I get brain hiccups. I'm old. His greatest crime was he nationalized the oil. The exact opposite of privatizing it. What does that mean? It means he restored back the natural order in his country of the creature sharing the resources. He restored back a natural process of Gaia. He restored back a natural process wherein all the creatures share the resources for their mutual benefit. Now he sucked at doing it. He sucked at doing it. And just to be honest, he did. He didn't plan for the future. The price of oil was high. The price of oil came down, then there's not enough to go around. The people are in the streets as they should be protesting because they're hungry. That's what hungry people do. Unfortunately, fortunately, that happened in history before. Young man by the name of Jesus Christ, which started in the book of Acts. This is not religious. I'm just explaining, making a point. Said, everybody bring your stores to the storehouse so we can divvy them up amongst the people so that we can share. Everybody's got different land in different places. Some of y'all got this resource, some of y'all got that. Some of y'all a little stronger than the other, some of you a little smaller. Some of y'all are male, some of y'all are female. We're gonna bring all these resources into this house thing. We're gonna call it a church. And we're gonna share with each other. Why would Jesus Christ do that and Obama fight that? Why would Jesus Christ do that and Trump administration fight that? Why would these seemingly religious people who say they're a part of this Christian thing do the exact opposite of what Christ requires? Why would they both try to topple Venezuela and bring in a time of privatized oil where somebody owns it all as the people live on top of it? Greed, money. They have no control of their administrations and never have. Hopefully in the future, they possibly will. I want to shut up for a minute. I want John Pilsner to talk to you guys. That's what I want. Every time, you know what? You know, the people I appreciate, those who have voices are the ones that every time I listen to them, what I love the most is probably what I heard the last. I was trying to figure out what clip of John that I was going to play for you guys. I'm like, John, I keep saying John Pilsner, not John Pilsner. John Perkins. Somebody quoted me. Yeah, I have these brain hiccups. It happens. John Perkins. Because John Perkins, he explained globalization. He explained what a globalist is. And that's not a right conspiracy. It's the damn truth. We've been colonizing since the very beginning. We've toppled Venezuela through sanctions. We've toppled them through coups. The CIA has been working there for the longest time to bring about a revolution in that country to get the oil. They sit on the largest oil reserve on the planet. And this is what everybody should have in common in a human cult, that you can't murder people and steal their resources for big business, that it's a bad idea. But you know, the funny thing is, I like it because it's showing the consistencies between neoliberals and neocons. It's showing the consistency between Democrats and Republicans. Bad word, DNC and GOP. It's showing their consistency in the agreement that the natural world is the enemy, that the natural world and the natural resources belong to big corporations. They do not belong to the people who live around them, that your land is not yours. Why would they go in and kill Avoy Finicom? Why? Because the land doesn't belong to him. He doesn't, it belongs to them. And they will dictate who gets to have it. Cronyism. John Perkins explained what cronyism is. So if you are on the right or you're on the left and you say that you're in this human cult and you're a human being, you're a people, and you want to support people, you believe in a natural world and the way ecosystems have always worked, you believe in a Jesus Christ or a Buddha or a Muhammad or someone who taught love over hate, you know where you need to stand on this. Let me explain. Let me drop this. Let me drop this. Outside of the fact that Pompeo was CIA and the whole administration is falling in line, which is the same way the Obama administration did. That's why I say politicians don't matter. Don't waste your time fighting about them. They don't matter. The only reason they're there is because they make you stupid. That's the only reason they're there. Not stupid. They make you ignorant. And they give you a tribal cult-like fight on the value that we don't have to share and that this planet will make it if we don't share. Listen to John Pilger for a little bit. The interview we did on RT.
RT is catching up with John Perkins, economist, activist, and author. One of his best-selling books, Confessions of an Economic Hitman, has been translated into over 30 languages. It is an insider's account of the alleged exploitation of third world countries by the American government. Sir, thank you very much for sitting down with us. You have been an economic hitman for about 10 years. What exactly does that job entail?
We economic hitmen have created the world's first truly global empire. And it's the first empire in history that's been created primarily without the military, through economics. And we work many different ways, economic hitmen, but perhaps the most common is that we will identify a third world country that has resources our corporations covet, like oil, and then arrange a huge loan to that country from the World Bank or one of its sister organizations.
And that's the argument now. The country's falling apart. They need money. They need a loan. They need infrastructure, which is what all the sanctions were designed to do, to topple the country and starve the people so they would get in the street and fight. And of course, then the CIA and these economic hitmen go in and explain people that, hey, it's the problem is America, or not, the problem is your government. America can help you. Get a loan from the World Bank. Join the central banking model. This is how this is playing out. This is exactly what's happening in Venezuela. He's explaining.
Money never actually goes to the country. Instead, it goes to our own corporations to build big infrastructure projects in that country. Things like power plants and industrial parks and highways that benefit a few wealthy families in that country.
A few wealthy families in that country. This is why I talk about sellouts. Why? They don't send the militaries in anymore. They find a few parasites. Thank you, Sister Lynn. A few bastards. A few Africans who they can give guns to go catch other weaker tribes. A few Native American tribes that they can give guns to go kill other tribes. A few sellouts they find. A few of the Germanic tribes they can turn against the other Germanic tribes. They elevate them to a status above the rest. Sellouts. They find a few sellouts in Venezuela. They find a few sellouts in the Congo. They find a few sellouts in Syria. They find a few sellouts in America to turn on their people to raise higher on the pyramid, keeping the vast majority of people on the bottom. So colonization has never stopped.
As well as our own corporations, but don't help the majority of the people. The whole country is left holding this huge debt. And it's such a big debt that they can't repay it. So at some point, we economic hitmen go back to them and say, you can't pay your debts, so give us a pound of flesh. Sell your oil real cheap to our oil companies. Or vote with us on the next critical United Nations vote. Or send troops in support of ours to someplace in the world, like Iraq.
Or vote with us on our next initiative, right? So this is why when you see the 11 other Latin American countries that came out in support of throwing out Maduro, why would they do that? I guarantee you, somebody go ahead and do your research. You can list who they are. They will all be U.S. allies. They will all be countries of other sellouts who are actually running the countries. They will all be purveyors of the U.S. military. They will all be sellouts who turned on their people. Why? So when things like this happen, they can step back and say, ooh, look, it's not us. See, all the other countries agree. You know, that this is a bad idea to keep Maduro in, even though he was elected by the people. in a real election. Do you realize in Venezuela, they actually have real elections? You know they have transparent elections? Do you know that they have an auditing system that they can audit down to the last exact vote? Do you know that? They have an election system unlike any other. The only American president that didn't drop a bomb on a baby was by the name of Carter. And he said the best election system in the world was in Venezuela. The only transparent one where you can tell if somebody's elected, that's exactly who is supposed to be in office. And that's why Maduro is there. Not a Maduro fan, but the people chose. And I'm all about the people. Why? Because everybody in that damn country is my cousin. The people who want Maduro out and the people who voted him in. But not getting your president and being starved, that's not something where you want to turn on Maduro for, because Maduro didn't do it. The sanctions prevented that country from rebounding back as oil prices started to recover. But they wanted to topple the nation. They wanted another debt colony. So they did everything they could to make sure that you were starved.
When we fail, then what we call the jackals step in. And these are people who overthrow governments or assassinate their leaders. And on the very few occasions when both the economic hitmen and the jackals fail, as we both did in Iraq, then and only then does the military step in. And it's pretty secret, because most people in the United States don't realize that they're reaping the benefits from this empire. They don't realize about the exploitation of resources and environments and people and sweatshops and so on all over the world that are the result of this. I think it's fair to say that this process is a huge threat to democracy, and if the majority of the people who vote in the country don't understand this most basic principle of our foreign policy, then we're not informed.
We're not informed. This is what we talked about a few days ago. Having 2020 before you start picking 2020s. Having a full vision of the real problems in the world and what actually is going on. Not from some brown dude on the internet with a bald head, not from your friends, not from your political party, but from people who are on the ground. The people who live in Venezuela, the people who work for the United States government and the CIA that did this crap. Those are the people you listen to, the Abby Martins. You listen to people who are informed. You get 2020 vision about what the hell is going on in the world before you pick a 2020. Get 2020. You can't pick a good 2020 if you got 11, 15, -2, 3. That's foul. But most people don't know, which is why John is going around the world constantly talking about this. You can find him interviewing with everybody, trying to explain that we are an empire. You live well on colonization, slavery, and forced labor. All the things you have in your country, somebody else had to die to bring you. That we can fix the world, we can live better, but the first thing you gotta get is 2020 and a clue before you make another decision. I am so sick of y'all in your 2020s. I love y'all to death, but I am so sick of your 2020s. Blind, trying to lead in the dark.
And if we're not informed, it's hard to say that we're voting truly democratically, which I think is a big concern.
And this isn't considered illegal under international law because it's kept secret, or how does it work?
Well, the process isn't illegal at all. The process of identifying countries that have resources you covet and then giving them huge loans. And through macroeconomics, you can in fact show that when we make these loans to these countries, the economy increases. But what wasn't shown, what isn't shown, is that in many of these countries, only a few people really benefit, and they are really the major contributors to the economy. The very
few people benefit. Let's talk about America for a minute. Who owns the wealth in America? How's the American colony going? I know we're a colony. I don't believe for a minute nations exist. We are a colony. We're just a colony that's higher up. Look at America and the wealth disparity. Why is it that you have an elite where over 80% of the wealth is held between less than 5% of the population? Is that sharing? Is that sharing? We're not talking socialism. We're talking about you live on land that you don't even own. You grow food that's not even yours. You drive a car that belonged to the bank. A long time ago, someone said that's why we have drive-in tellers in the United States at the bank. Why? So the cars can see who they really belong to. They don't belong to you. They belong to the 5%. Your house doesn't belong to you. Belongs to the 5%. That's why when the nation was set up, after they killed a bunch of people to set it up, they made sure that they own their land. that the federal government had no say in it, that they didn't have to pay any taxes. But they lost that fight. Why? Because they didn't actually win the American Revolution.
Very wealthy families. And the majority of the people end up being worse off.
You said United States hitmen failed in Iraq. What happened exactly?
In order to really understand Iraq, we have to look at Saudi Arabia first, because in the early 70s, Saudi Arabia stopped selling oil, OPEC stopped selling oil to the United States, and the U.S. Treasury Department came to me and some other economic hitmen and said, you can't let OPEC hold us up for ransom anymore. Do something. So we knew we had to work out a deal with the House of Saud, the royal family of Saudi Arabia, and eventually we worked out this deal whereby the Saudis agreed to return most of the money they made selling oil to the world to the United States and buy U.S. government securities. The interest from those government securities was basically turned over to our Treasury Department and used to hire American companies to westernize Saudi Arabia, to build desalination plants, petrochemical complexes, cities. And also Saudi agreed not to sell oil for anything other than dollars, which made the dollar very strong at that point. And we agreed to keep the House of Saud in power. It was an amazing deal that we put together.
We agreed to keep the, did I say a creed? I said a creed, that's not a word, y'all. Let me make my angry face again. We agreed to keep the House of Saud in power. So why? So we can starve the hell out of anybody we needed to topple the country to make another colony. This is why Yemen exists. And this is what my post was a few minutes ago. Do you actually believe, put your intellectual hat on for a second, put your thinking cap on. Do you actually believe for a second that Democrats and Republicans that are starving 14 million people in Yemen, genociding them, do you think they give a damn about a food crisis in Venezuela? Do you think that for a minute? If you think that for a minute, you can click off now and go watch Fox News or go to CNN, MSNBC, get your Washington Post, read it, because I can't do nothing for you. You are just not ready to, your brain, the neurons, they're not connecting together, the dendrites, you don't have enough connections to process the fact that our government starves people to death and doesn't give two damns about any of the babies over there that die in miserable pain. They only care about the oil because that's the job. The job is not to provide a service for you. Trump is not there for you. Pence is not there for you. Pompeo is not there for you. Obama wasn't there for you. Damn sure Eric Holder wasn't there for you. None of these people are there for you. They are there for their cult. They're in a petrodollar oil cult given by oligarchs to starve and loot the colony of America, creating other colonies. That's just how this goes, and they need to bring Venezuela into the fold. Why? Because Venezuela sits on the largest oil reserve on this planet, and there's no way they can let that oil go, and they're willing to murder everybody in that country in a violent revolution to get it. This is why the CIA took children up in the airplanes, in the helicopters, kicked them out when they were activists. Midair. Why? Because terror, fear. They're in a cult of terror and fear and murdering the human race. And you're still voting for it. You're still praising your 2020. Other members of the cult. Everybody's a cult. This is why I'm believing in the cult thing. Everybody's a cult. But the question is, are you in a cult of your real values?
And after that, we're so successful, we decided we ought to sell the same deal to Saddam Hussein in Iraq. Iraq was the next largest producer of oil. We wanted to get Saddam in bed with us, basically. And, but he wouldn't buy. He wouldn't accept it. If he had, he'd still be running his country, I'm convinced. He wouldn't buy, so we sent the jackals in to assassinate him. They couldn't. He had very good security. He had look-alike doubles. So his own security officers never knew whether they were actually guarding him or somebody else. It makes it very difficult to take someone out. He was very savvy. He knew our system pretty well. We'd at one time hired him, in fact, to be an assassin of a former president, a premier of Iraq. So we sent the military in 1991, destroyed his army. And at that time, of course, we could have taken Saddam Hussein out. But we decided not to. He was the kind of strong man we like, someone who could keep the Iranians in their borders,
I'm gonna stop there. I'm done with that. Strong man, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. You can go watch it and do your research. But John Perkins, he's not telling any lies. This is what he did. He's just one of the whistleblowers who are coming forward and telling you what's happening in Venezuela. It's time to bring your intellect out. It's time to bring your human cultism out. Are we a cult? Hell yeah, we're a cult. Why? Because we die unless we are. We are growing and learning efficient ways of consuming energy and sharing that with other cult members. Why? Because one day the aliens are going to show up. One day the asteroid is going to show up. One day the avian flu is going to show up. One day the supervolcano is going to blow up. One day the tsunami is going to hit your coast. And the one thing that you're going to want when that happens, you're going to want the technology to save your children's life. You're going to want the brothers from the other coast and the sisters to get in boats and airplanes and come save you. You're going to want a earth human cult that actually works together and shares with each other. It's not socialism. It's called ecosystem. That's what it's called. It's called ecosystem. I get your anger with socialism, but socialism didn't collapse Venezuela. What collapsed Venezuela were the cronyisms. The cronyisms and a bad setup by Maduro where he based everything on the oil prices, gave all the oil back to the people so they could have food and medicine and houses and cars and evolve. And the price collapsed. It had nothing to do with socialism. As the price collapsed, the cronies stepped in to make sure they drilled it in deep. They made sure that they made the people starving and poor so the CIA could go in and get them to blame Maduro. Why? So we can funnel the weapons and the guns in there, right? And so now this is why the president's giving the orders that he is. To hand all the sales from Citgo oil, I think it is, Citgo oil, that's Venezuelan oil, but to hand all the profits from Citgo over to Juan, whatever his name is, Juan, what is his last name? Somebody tell me, CIA? Juan, MK Ultra, Juan, who studied in Washington, D.C., Juan Sellout. Let's just call him that, Juan Sellout. So they put Juan Sellout in, they give him all the oil profits, and what do you think Juan is going to do? Juan is going to buy an army. Why? Because people like to eat biscuits. And people are starving there. And they will join Juan's army. Why? Because people like water. They like to live. They don't like to die. But then they also drum up the crisis and they make it seem like it's horrible that people with biscuits in their stomach are running and starving in the streets, and they're not. The prices are high, yes, because that's what happens when you set up a bad economic system in a crony world that's not based in the central banking that the cronies want it to be. But the crisis isn't there. The crisis is in Yemen. The crisis is in the Congo. The crisis is in the Appalachian Mountains where the poor kids are starving. The crises are in Chicago, in DC, in New York, in the impoverished area. That's where the crisis is. There's no damn crisis in Venezuela. It's not a crisis if people can drive to a protest. People, listen to Abby Martin. She was there. She's explaining it. She still has contacts there, and that's why they turned her off. That's why you don't really see her much anymore, and they destroyed Telesur, right? Because that's how it works. Cronyism runs it all. Runs it all. All right. I'm looking at comments. Got my rant out. But everything is a cult. Everything is a cult. The question is, are you grouping together in a multicellular cult, a multi-human cult based on default principles of natural law and survival, based on the things that Jesus Christ and Buddha and Shiva and all of the gods taught, all of the Hindu gods, that you got to work together, that natural law and ecosystems showed us when we share the leaves and we share the plants and we share the earth and we share the oil, that we become stronger. But when we give it over to an oligarch cult, an oil cult, big business corporate cult, we all die. Love yesterday's video. I forgot who gave me that. Somebody sent me that. Corporate term limits for corporate, lifespans for corporations. Corporations are the greatest predator of the human race right now. Our predators never went away. The short-faced bear used to eat us. The wolves used to eat us. The tigers and lions, damn it, they still eat people in India right now. But the alligators used to eat us. And now that we've got this technology, the only thing that's eating the human race right now, that's chewing on our bones and can't wait to get to the blood of your children, are corporations. They got to be put back in their cage, people. They got to be put back in their cage. What did Hillary Clinton say? What did she call the kids? Super predators. The super predators aren't poor kids that are raised to rage, that we make warriors, that become white nationalists and Crips and Bloods. Those aren't, and the triads. Those aren't the super predators. The super predators are the ones she works for. The super predators are the ones that run both parties. The super predators are the ones that made nations completely non-existent. They're called massive corporations. All right, read the comments. I'm done with that. See if anybody. But that's where we are. That's where we are in the world. We either figure this out or we all gonna die. And we're all gonna die anyway. It's Friday, y'all supposed to be happy. Friday, it's like Freedom Friday. I know, but I had to talk about Venezuela because it's all over the alternative news, which means that I believe it's probably all over the mainstream news. Damn it, Russia, you need to send some money. But what we need to do in America, you need to stop buying Citgo gas. That's the number one. Somebody post if I'm wrong. I think it's Citgo gas. You need to stop buying that. You need to keep driving when you see that sign, because you do not want to fuel a revolution in a nation of people who just want food and to take care of each other. Anytime sharing breaks out anywhere in the world, the CIA goes in to destroy it for a reason. Why? Because they hate Jesus Christ. They hate the concept of sharing with people, because when you share with people, they become peaceful. Oh, I gotta say something else. I'm not done with my rant. The bonobos, somebody said, was talking about the bonobo theory. First of all, bonobos are not a theory. They're an actual creature. I'm sorry, Brother Cody, I gotta tell you this. The bonobos are a creature, right? The reason when you share with people and they have everything they need, they don't become violent, that is a means of taking the wild out of people. No, it's not a theory people put out there. It's a factual thing that happens. When you take a creature and you give it food, water, and housing, it becomes peaceful. Why? Because it has no reason to steal energy from anything else. All right. That's how we took the wild out of dogs that were wolves. It's how we took the wild out of, or how nature took the wild out of bonobos that were chimps. Peaceful. Human beings become peaceful when they have what they need. But when you starve them, like the sanctions did through Bush, Obama, Clinton, I don't know if Clinton was in that one, and Trump, is you make them hungry. And when they become hungry, they don't sit in their house peacefully. They come out and they rage in the street because they're supposed to. You're being starved, people. This is how this all works. You are a colony. Wherever you are in a colony. Why? Because oligarchs don't have a nation. They don't have any nation. They live around the world. They go anywhere they want. They have massive yachts. They probably got stealth yachts now. They don't have a nation. A nation is just a tool for them. It's a tool of fools that they buy into nationalism to get to go murder somebody else for some more resources. Nations don't exist. The only thing that exists is the human race. And either we're working together or we're all gonna die in an apocalypse. That's how it always works. I'm so sick of 2020. Kimberly, you sick too? I want to throw up. I'm so like, oh my God. I start feeling nauseous. People, stop tagging me in your 2020s. Please don't tag me. I love you, but don't tag me. I met Kimberly. I want to vomit. I'm like, are you serious? How old are you? How old are you? Are you 7? Can you read? Like, do you even know what's going on in the world? Like, we're facing extinction. Like, do you give a damn? The 2020? What? Bernie? Come on. Kamala? What? Trump? Come on. What? Aren't you processing that all of these people are stooges and none of that matters? I don't know. I get sick of it too, Kimberly. Angry, yes, Adrian. They become hangry. Hangry people become violent people. Fed people become bonobos. It's not called socialism. It's called Jesus Christ. It's called take care of people. It's called let a bumblebee fly and find some honey if it wants, right? Because in the bee society, so here's a good example. So if the aliens came here and the bees were the only intelligent thing on the planet, the aliens would have bred their DNA with the bees, and the bees would be kind of human, and one bee one day become an oligarch, and then psychopathic bee figure out, you know what? If I keep the honey from the other bees, damn it, I can control the whole planet. If I can control the flowers, if I can keep it from them and get the bees divided up, you a bumblebee, you a honeybee, you're a wasp, you're a this, you're a that, you're different colors, you're striped, y'all need to fight each other. You came from this continent, that continent, and they would fight over honey and flowers. That's actually how it would go. Is it 2020? Deborah asking, is it 2021 yet? No, it's not, Deborah. We got to go through it. The ignorance is coming, girl. It's rolling up. It's just get ready for it. Just get ready for the ignorance. It's coming because people ain't growing up. Some people are starting to see, but they're not. They're not. You know how I know they're not, Deborah? You know how they know they're not? Because there's 23 people watching. Well, I can only see 23 over here, and I think there's some on YouTube. So it's probably, and then they hide the numbers and stuff. There should be 5,000 people. Anytime you see John Perkins' face, there should be 5,000 people. It should be 7 billion people watching. Because he explained that your whole world is crony. He explained that your whole world is a lie. All your leaders are lying to you. That's how I know. That's how, yeah, I'm waiting for 2021 too. Although we could have a disaster before then, Deborah, though. We could have a disaster. We could have an asteroid or something before then, bring people together. People, they wake the hell up when a disaster comes. That's why I like the aliens, like, yeah. I sit here and I said, like, let's save each other. Y'all, let's love each other. Say, we got to work together. We got to work together. In the meantime, like, aliens, send the asteroid. Aliens, we need a tsunami. Aliens, yeah, a lot of us got to die. They're not going to get it. Y'all need to just maybe knock out half the human race. Can we get about 3 billion dead? Because then the other 3 billion figure out. And you know what? And I'm not prejudiced. Y'all kill me too. Go ahead and take my nation. Y'all take me out. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. So I'm okay with it. I'm just bait energy. I just come back anyway. Like, oh, we gotta love each other, y'all. We gonna make it. We all gonna make it. My focus is the future of the human race. I don't give two damns about your cult. I don't. My focus is the human. I'm in a human cult. And when I'm leading a human cult is when the aliens show up, then we're going to be in a Milky Way cult or a solar system cult, right? The extent of what I can see, that's who I want to work with. The extent of sentient life, that's who I want to protect. And I think that's the only way we make it. We got to be smart as singular cellular organisms. When they got together with the multicellulars, they realized the more of them to get together, the better they can fight. The better they can fight, the more they can share with each other. Made a deal with the devils. Yes, Tina, they always make a deal with the devil because if not, the devil will kill them. As long as people are stupid, the population, the citizens, that's why all the leaders, they all sell out. Or they sell out or they die. That's how you know the leaders that don't sell out. They're still, the leaders that sell out, still alive. The leaders that didn't sell out in powerful positions, they are all dead and buried. Or they retired early, like Ron Paul. All right, let me see what we got. I've seen this earth-shattering. Yes, Sheeple, Adrian, other Adrian. Yes, it is earth-shattering. It's John Perkins. He explained it all. We are an empire. We are an empire, and we thrive on the oppression and destruction of the rest of the planet. And when they're done destroying them, they're gonna come for us. Us colonies that are a little higher up in the pyramid like America, we'll last for a while, but when the oligarchs are done with us, they're gonna kill us all like they kill everybody else. Because that's just how it works. That's how the world has always worked. That's how all the other animals work. When one gains dominance over everything else. The only other thing is I think the other animals, I think like the ants and stuff, they work together better than us. You can't really fool them as easily as you can fool us. They don't have a mass media. Venezuela is still real. U.S. needs it fake. Well, right. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, right. Well, Venezuela, the people elected. This is why I believe in leave people alone. Let them figure it out. If Venezuela get together and they decide half of them want to follow sellout Juan, MK Ultra globalist, then they should do that. And they divide the country down the middle. And the other side, go on the other side with Maduro, where they can share the oil and the monkeys and the bananas and the water and live by natural law, leaving each other alone and sharing. I'm good with that. But even Maduro's got to update. Because like I said, I mean, his economy doesn't work, obviously. But everything's about evolving, getting better. We're either getting better with our cults or we're getting worse. But non-intervention, we got to leave them alone. The biggest problem, though, is the CIA's already done that, right? They've already stirred up the angst and the anger. The sanctions have already brought on the hangry. So bad things are happening and we need somebody to step up. You know what I'm sick of too? I'm so sick of Russia being the adult in the room. Why Russia always got to be the adult in the room? How come we always, whatever tells Obama and Bush and Trump always got to make us seem like we're the fools? Why can't we get an adult in the room? Not that Russia's good, but damn it, they sure do take the position of the adult in the world right now. Or it seems that way. All right, what else y'all got? Big picture thinking is what we need. Yes, it's big picker. Everybody look at the big picker. The big cotton picker. Everybody look at the big cotton picker colonizing, destroying the whole damn planet. Look at the big picture. Look at the 30,000 foot level. And the only way you do that is if you actually start to take in everything. One of my brothers sent me a text earlier today. He's just kind of sad. He said on my Facebook, it's just family. And I just said, you know, Facebook is just a tool. Social media is just a tool. You know, you either want to see the family, you want to see things that you agree with and things you love. You want to see what's happening in their lives. Or you want to see something else. You want to see something funny. You want to see some kitties and bunnies. Me, I want to see the world. I don't think that kitties and bunnies, and I like plants. I want to focus on plants, but I can't really even focus on that. Right now, we are destroying the planet. We're killing each other and bad things are happening because we don't have a truthful media. All journalism is dead. It's all gone. There is no real news that's out there. All you can do is look between the cracks and try to piece together, because anytime someone really says the truth and they get popular, the video gets deleted or they keep messing with it. It took me damn 20 minutes to get on here this morning because I tried to get all the viruses and malware and whatever they're monkeying with my laptop to get the damn thing to actually start up. This is how crazy this is the world is. This is how it is right now. World of wasps and hornets, we used to have them. Every year we had to kill. Oh, I got it. You know what, John? I got to find a comment over here. I'm gonna get back to you. I can't look at the screen because it's too bright and it's messing my eyes up. Daniel said, yeah, he was CIA. That was a great video. Yes, it was, Anna. The insects are disappearing. We're quite at fudge. Yes, we are, Brother Steve. We are done. And people don't seem to understand that we need to focus on it. I want to sit here and talk about horticulture, show y'all all the plants and plants. I was planting, yes, I had marigolds. I was planting some zinnias. I getting ready fighting the deep state, getting ready to feed myself and feed my neighbors. But I don't have time to talk about that. Like, we're destroying the ecosystem we live in. Please post a link to the interview so I can share it. Absolutely, Ivana. When I'm done, I always share. I always post all the links. If you watch the video, at the end of the video, it takes me a few minutes to put into all the links in, but I put all the links in so you can take and do your own video. You don't have to share mine if you don't want to. Y'all can do your own video. Or you know, a fun thing you can do, I played the other day, you can do a watch party. If you're not a talker, if you don't got a big mouth like me, willing to put yourself out there so people can like hate on you develop haters and get mad at you and psychopaths and stalkers and everybody get pissed at you, just do a watch party. All you gotta do is do a watch party, put the video in, and all your friends can watch it. I think it automatically notifies everybody you're having a watch party. You know, so that's another good way you can spread the news. Anna, you come here to learn. So do I, Anna. That's why I come here to learn every single day. Osama was a CIA guest. Yes, he was, Steve. We keep putting him in. Overthrow ego. Daniel, we all got to overthrow our ego. Absolutely. If there's cronyism, nothing can work for the people. Exactly, Adrian, because cronyism is actually against the people. And I could be wrong about our greatest predators, corporations. Maybe our greatest predator is just cronyism and their tool is corporations. Maybe it works that way. Let's see Syria. Let's see Syria won. So now it's off to Venezuela. Exactly, Adrian, other Adrian. Y'all confused me. Sheep was in Seattle. Exactly. So we're done there. And this is why, like, I get excited when I hear positive things, you know. Oh, Trump's bringing the troop home. Yay! Obama's bringing the troops home. Yay! Bush is bringing the troops home. We won. Yay! And then the troops say they never land here. They keep they keep lying. Like, oh, damn it, this ain't Alabama. Where the hell are we going? Sitting on the airplane. Now they landing in Venezuela. And you know we're in Venezuela. You know we're in Venezuela. We are in Venezuela right now. There are soldiers, I won't even say who, but I had a conversation a while ago. I was waiting because I didn't want to say things. I don't like to say things because they monitor everything. They know who you talk to and everything. But I was talking with a soldier who explained to me not too long ago that we train both sides in wars in Latin America right now. We are right now, U.S. soldiers in Latin America, giving arms to one side, training one side, give arms to another side, train the other side, and attack the other side. We are doing this right now. And so, of course, we're doing it in Venezuela. Why? Because we want the oil. It's not about human life. We don't give two damns about human life. Anytime America says anything about human suffrage or human life, you know, to look the other way, ignore everything they say afterwards because they don't give a damn about this. It's all about resources. It's a cult. That's why they raise your kids to say cult things. I pledge of allegiance to the cult flag of the United States cult of bought and sold out in 1933. And to the cult, not the republic, because the republic was destroyed a long time ago. For one nation, for that was never really a nation, because the Native Americans actually were here and you murdered and genocide all of them, took all their kids and make them say the pledge in the Indian schools under no God, because we don't trust in God. We trust in money, oil, resources, and cult destruction of the planet, because we couldn't give two damns about a religion or anything like that. Amen, I think. Did they say amen out there? I don't know. All right. Escobar was CIA. I believe he probably was. And I think anybody who like believes in this world now is CIA to me. I think everybody's co-opted when it comes to that. We create the crisis so we can fix it. Exactly, Adrian. That's the greatest idea, right? Make a problem to not solve the problem, make a bunch of oil, murder a bunch of people, get a bunch of gaslit people, and say the pledge. And, you know, that's why the Chinese government is now making the kids in Hong Kong say the pledge. Why? Because it makes you stupid. It makes you a cult. And after a while, like it drills in. Like, y'all remember that thing when we were kids and they would tell you that if somebody tells you you're dumb every single day, for so many years, after a while, like your subconscious takes it in. It doesn't process that you're not dumb, right? Your subconscious, all it is a database. It just takes in everything that it sees, whether it's video games or movies or violence or whatever. And so the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, all the cults, they drill things in your head. And so while you subconsciously, you're like, no, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. Your subconscious taking it like, yep, I believe that. Yep, I believe that. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. I'm crazy. Women are weak. Women are subhuman. Women are supposed to play with Barbie dolls. Women are supposed to listen to their husbands. Women are, did you see where I'm going with this? Your subconscious just keeps drilling it in. And so if society lines people up to brainwash them, they're going to believe exactly that. That's how all of this works. And they drill it in your head. That's why pledges are so dangerous. They might be more dangerous than hip hop and rap and the music and the crap that we got out there right now, because they're programming you to be in their cult. Abby is back, but she needs support to stay on. Abby is back and she needs support. Eileen, please post Abby links. Anybody, anytime you watch Abby Martin, post her links. The woman is on it. The woman is on it, and she's a bigger man than I will ever be. She is a bigger man than anybody who's watching this right now. Because that little skinny woman will go down to some country where they're murdering people. I don't know she that skinny, honestly skinny. She a pretty lady. She going down to these places where they're murdering, killing, destroying. She went down to this place where they burned this guy up. It was Venezuela, actually. They burned the guy up because he was a Chavezer. He was in the other cult. He was a Chavezer. And they burned a guy in the street. She down there still trying to report and write stuff. How bold that is? Man, you gotta respect that thug swagger. Like, she down there writing. Bombs going off, people on fire running in. She's like, oh, well, person was on fire. I gotta report this to the Americans because they dumb as a bag of bricks. And she's still writing. I'm like, hell no. I wouldn't be there in the first place. Shoot, I look at the terror warnings. Like, I look at the travel bans. First of all, I go anywhere. Like, what's going on in that nation? I'm gonna go to Venezuela. What's happening there? They murdering people. They burning people in the streets. I ain't going there. And she get on the first airplane. Y'all need to support Abby Martin. Absolutely. Anybody that speaks up for humanity, you need to support. You need to support Julian Assange. You need to support Snowden. Anybody, Snowden, think about that guy. Like, he's sitting at work one day, little skinny dude. Like, oh, damn it, they're going to kill the next generation. The hell? I'm in the NSA. I can read the database. The aliens are real. What the hell? They're not telling nobody. You know what? I got an idea. I'm going to give up my damn life in America. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to take on the most violent people ever on this planet. That's what I'm going to do. That's a good idea. I know, because his brain don't function that well. He's a smart dude, but he ain't that smart. You know, he got a big heart. His heart is bigger than his brain. He doesn't have enough dendrite neuron connections or something. I'm going to take on the biggest colonizing cult on the planet that runs and owns America, that made it a damn colony, and I'm going to tell everybody what they up to. I'm going to tell. And he went told on everybody. And y'all like he a traitor with me. The man and gave up his life. He didn't flying, running all over the world. He didn't have thousands of people right now in the biggest bought, colonizing, destruction, killing, genocide planet nation. And trying to kill him. Trying to kill him. The man, you think Snowden sleep at night? No. He did this for you. He done gave up his life for you. He did that man, he pee in the bed. I'm sorry, Snowden. I'm sorry, brother. I appreciate you so much. I do. My jokes think sometimes. You think Snowden sleep well at night? Hell, do you think Assange get a good night rest? Did you get a good night rest? Did you? So did I. I got a good night. I went to sleep last night. Got my crystals, my Lapalooza. Went curled up in bed all safe and stuff. Went to sleep. Turned the heat a little chilly. Turned the heat up a little bit. Got back into bed. Got my good night's rest and sleep. My belly was full. In fact, I ate so much, my belly was too full. Got my water. It's a little thirsty. Just went got some fresh, clean water because I don't drink that fluoride crap come out the tap. And I went to sleep nice and I slept all night. I didn't think the CIA was gonna come and murder me. I didn't think that anything was gonna happen. I was gonna wake up and a big light be in my eye and people shocking my nuts. Listen, when people give up their life for you, damn it, give them something back. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Yes, Confessions of an Economic Hitman, Adrian. Sheetless in Seattle. That's the book. You need to read it. I have a book list. You need to read the books on the book list. I've seen this. Oh, you already got that. Am I behind no comments? Big picture got that. All right. What else are we talking about? Then I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, I was just watching a clip of the asteroid hitting the moon. Cool during the eclipse. Cool. You think that was asteroid, Tina? Okay. You think it's asteroid girl? Okay. I don't know if it was asteroid, but okay. Let me see. Oh, Lapalooza. Yeah, no, that's not what it's called. What is it called? Where are my crystal people at? It's called lapis lazuli. It's an Egyptian thing. Mine, she has a name. Her name Lapalooza. That's because they said the name was lapis lazuli, and I put things in my own way. It helps me to remember. Just leave me alone. That's what I call it. Many people from Venezuela are now migrating to Spain. Hell yeah, it's time to get out of Venezuela. It's time to go, y'all. You listen, if you got a gun and you can fight, you know how to hide, run, build a bunker, then you can stay. If you don't, you got to get the hell out of Venezuela because the oligarchs have made their call, and I don't see people calling the American government. I see all the other colonized governments joining right within them to go in and murder millions of people and steal that oil. That's what Obama Flick's gonna say too. That's why I think it's a good time. It's a good time because you can see now. Now you can see it's getting clear. The pitch is clearing up. It is clearing up. Let that Obama Flick's first special come out. Because what did he say about Venezuela? Venezuela is a threat to national security. But you believed it because he had brown skin. You believed it because he came from more of a poor background than Trump did. But he was told to say it. Trump was told to say it. Bush was told to do it. And you still agree with it. That we should kill and murder people and steal what they got. And we should act like we're in a cult of multicellular organisms. All right, let me wrap this up. I gotta get out of here. Woo, a little bit of a rough one. All right, Gerard, you eat zinnias and marigolds? No, I don't, but I've had, I think I had marigold tea. Something like that. Gerard 2020, hell no, John. That's the easy one. Hell no, I ain't running for nothing. I don't believe I should run anything. If I ran for something, if I was president, the first thing I would do, it would be the Adult Act of 2020. Everybody got to be adult. Everybody to make their own decisions. The government's now collapsed. The world is over in terms of all of that. Everybody share. Leave everybody alone. Wherever you live, grow some food, share with other people. Shut the hell up. Don't tell anybody how to live. Be a sovereign. Everybody else is a sovereign. Leave everybody alone. I delete every damn law in this country. You don't want me ahead of nothing. I'm so sick of all the lies. We do it everywhere. We do it everywhere, Tina, because people go along with it. We got to stop going along with it. Abe Lynn, yes, they play ball. They got to stop playing ball. Stop playing ball, especially when the ball is killing people. Big hammer hitting the nail. Exactly. It's all we got. All we got is a hammer, so every problem has got to look like a nail. And they lie to people, and people are dumb enough to believe in their gaslit because they die, pledge allegiance to America. You know, and it's just like America doesn't exist anymore. You know, it's just oligarchs. That's all it is. It's colonized oligarchs and slavers. All sides, every color, race, religion, everything. They don't trust the guys, don't believe in the guys, don't believe in civil rights. They don't believe in none of that. It's all about oil, money, control, and destroying people. Yes, she is great. I love her. Some Abby Martin. Watch everything Abby Martin. Chelsea Manning, yes, that was another one. Manning came forward, gave up his life, gave up his gender, gave up every damn thing for everybody. And we sleeping good at night. I'm so ashamed of the U.S., the country I live in. You know what? Don't be ashamed of the U.S., Ivana. Don't be, because it's not the people, right? Like, and I think I know what you're saying. It's not the people. It's who controls the government. American people are good people, y'all. Your neighbors are good people. The only reason I'm on here right now because somebody in the CIA liked me or something. FBI. Only reason I'm still alive. Only reason I ain't woke up and had a big 6-foot man choking me is because we got good people. We got good people. America's a great country. Every country is full of good people. We're just pitted against each other. We're in our own little bigotries, and we got to get out of the American bigotry. We got to get out of the black bigotry. We got to get out of the white bigotry. We got to get out of all these Christian bigotries and religion, because all of these groups are just playing us against each other. And the sooner we get out of that, the sooner we can build a better world. It's Friday, Funky Friday. Everybody have a good weekend this weekend. Twitler and the shutdown makes no difference. No, it doesn't, Linda. The only thing I want about the shutdown, Linda, I want it to escalate. Nancy Pelosi did the first thing I appreciate in my life. I don't even know who she is. I don't pay no attention to this. All I know is she wouldn't let Trump speak. I'm good with that. So Trump is mad about that. I think he should escalate and they should shut down more of the government. I think they should just keep escalating and keep shutting it down until it's just all gone, just done. And then we could all talk and think, and the media collapse, and in 10 years we have free energy, nobody stop us, all the wars would stop, and colonization come to an end. Russia they can stand down, they can stop making weapons. Damn it, Ghana can stop making the mech soldiers that's gonna go murder other people. Everybody, all the wars, everything would just die down because you don't have this one massive killer that runs America destroying everything. Yes, great weekend. Funky Fish Friday. Good stuff. Peace and love, Brother Daniel. All right, I'll look for a last. Anybody got a last good word, good comment, close the church out on? Has anybody got a last word so we can go on? Anybody want to say a final prayer for the cult? The human cult. Goodness gracious. Shut down the war machine. Yes, Maha, shut down the war machine and shut down the ability for there to be a war machine. Like, take out not just the ones who do it, but take out the power and the philosophies to allow it to be done. I run for the fridge and the wood pile and the crapper. Okay, did your stomach, was that you yesterday? Your stomach hurt? That was Daniel. I don't know whose stomach, I hope you got all that out, Pastor. I surround myself with stone people. My favorite lately is garnets. Been helping me ground. I sleep with a garnet and crushed rock under my pillow. All right, go on, Tina. You all up in the crystal world. Say he made my point. We need to vote him in. Say he made my point. We need to vote. No, we don't, John. No, we don't. Because you're not gonna vote me in, brother. I appreciate the love. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the love, but understand this. If you try to take on the oligarchs that control America, just John, like, picture this. Picture a little baby in Yemen, just born into the world, wide-eyed, just want to live life and breathe air, eat some food. You know, play that music they play with it. You know, just enjoy that, you know. And you got people who are willing to take all that food, take all that water, kill the mother that's playing that, you know, and they will murder that child happily. Bernie Sanders, Trump, Obama. And they go on TV and act like, we need to stop doing this. I took the money, but we need to stop doing this. If they will do that to a little cute baby in Yemen that just wide-eyed, just want to live in the world, have some fun, smile little kid. Because, you know, in Yemen, they got blue eyes and black hair. They little pretty babies, a little mix between everything. If they will murder the hell out of little babies over there in mass, 14 million at a time, the hell they gonna do to me? I give up my life, but not in that way. I think we need to stand down, brother. I don't think we need a government. I just think we need to walk away. I think we need to walk away. We need to just be done with it. Be done with it. We either need to be done with it or we all need to die. I'm fine with either. I'm good. I'm good on either. Just be done with it. Walk away. We can build a new world, but we have to actually believe the things that we preach about. Confessions of an Economic Hitman. That's right. Nancy Pelosi's daughter and sister, two former mayors of Baltimore, back in the day. Okay, I don't know anything about Nancy Pelosi. Hey, hon, the former Nancy somebody used to be political royalty since birth, it shows. Okay, well, you know what, hey, hon, I don't know anything about that. I do know that the feudal system never stopped. I know that they still keep these things going on. There's a couple families that's controlling this nonsense. It needs to come to an end. Church, we need a last quote. Somebody, church, we want to say amen. Gerard has to go. He's got to pick his cotton. Somebody give us a good quote so we can close this thing out. Quote Earth. Nobody got any quotes, man? Y'all quote the hell out all the other times. I'm on the last comment so I can get out of here. Y'all just not commenting because y'all want me to go. You know what? All right, there you go. Lori got it. And the church, amen. No, we can't do that. No, Lori, you messed it up. A woman, a woman. A woman. No, actually, you know what? Because amen, where's amen come from? I'm going to get in trouble when I say this. You know why? Because amen came from Amun-Ra. Don't tell the Christians. Don't tell them. Amen actually came from Amun. So it's Amun-Ra. So I'm going to close out on the paganism. I'm going to close the pagan code out on some pagan truth that they don't want to accept, which is Amun-Ra. Y'all have a good week. I got to go. Bye.